That's
get
why
back to being petty and shallow.
Content and trigger warning. This show contains strong language, mentions of intimacy, and conversations about challenging faith experiences. Content is not appropriate for children. Please listen with care. For details on individual episodes, visit www.soakoperapodcast.com. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed are our own, based on personal commentary and speculation. It may not be factual.
Yay!
Yay! Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Soak Opera Podcast with Shelby and Nina.
So good. Girl, your nails are looking so fierce on this day.
Thank you. I got them done in Orlando. Thank you so much to Tammy at the Tipsy Nail Bar. I should have guessed that it was a cute little nail salon / bar by the name Tipsy, but I had no clue. And when I went in, I was like, there's a whole freaking bar here. No Zion curtain.
Nina, what is Zion curtain?
So yeah, let's talk about the Zion curtain. So the Zion curtain, and hopefully I get this right, it's when the Zion curtain refers to how up until very recently, Utah had laws that prevented you from seeing your bartender make your drink if you were ordering a drink at a restaurant. And some bars also were included in this as well. But for the most part, you would order a drink at a restaurant that also, like at Chili's, and there's no actual bar to sit at because they would prepare all those.
Literally a wall.
Yeah. For the children. Children can't see alcohol.
Get interested in alcohol, and a brick wall's the only way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You can totally see your parents drinking wine or hard liquor at home. That's totally fine. But once you step out,
it's the only time your mom is happy.
Yeah.
But you're not going to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. It's like your mommy has her mommy cocktail.
Yeah.
Her mom juice. I just helped my sister move into West Jordan into a cute little home. It kind of looks like the houses in Big Love, where they're like right next to each other, like the 3 little houses. And it's so cute. It's very cookie cutter. Like Mike, my husband, picked me up, and as we drove, we just see all the cute little blue, white, red, mostly blue homes.
I will say, okay, I don't know tell me if you feel this way when you watched specifically the first season of Big Love, because they did film some of it in Utah and then some of it in California. Can you just like clock when they're not filming in Utah immediately? You like see a building and you're like, that's not in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the grid system. I can't see the mountains. You are lying.
Yes.
I can tell so fast. And I love Big Love, as you know, but they're the 2 things I would say they got wrong, and they got most of it perfectly right. And I could go on forever about how much I love that show, but the geography,
mm-hmm.
They'll be talking about driving from X place to Z place in X amount of time, and I'm like, you couldn't do that.
Yes. No, and for those who don't know, Big Love is the HBO show about a polygamous family set in Utah. I think it's set in Sandy.
Yes, yeah. And the other thing they got wrong is they didn't capture the Utah accent.
They
really
did not. Didn't. The mountain, not even.
Yeah, no hilling journeys for them.
Hilling journeys. No, it's more, honestly, watching it, I was more like, I was more pointing out, oh my gosh, this is Utah, because that's how much they film in California. I was like, oh my gosh, I can just imagine someone holding a camera outside their car, or maybe they had a camera strapped to the car, and I'm like, those are the Utah mountains and the creeks.
Yeah, it is kind of fun, like, to have Utah culture be like this exciting thing recently, and now like people want to know all of your ridiculous, silly Utah-isms. Like Heretic, that horror movie just came out, and it's kind of fun to have people be like, how real is it? That one has nothing to do with anything, by the way. I feel like that was not even a little teensy itsy bitsy bit capturing Utah culture at all.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? So I saw that it was a horror movie with some religious undertones.
Yeah, so it's Hugh Grant, who I absolutely love, is a man who is approached by sister missionaries, and he makes it impossible for them to leave his house. And then he basically like tests them on their religion in order to leave the house. Do you think what they, like the information they had about the Book of Mormon was accurate? But I did not believe for 1 second that those girls were sister missionaries. I did not believe for 1 second that they would have been trapped by this man. Like, they would have been so worried about getting in trouble from their like mission president. I was like, no, like not. I didn't. I was like, and they also just like Mormon face. I was like, neither of these girls have Mormon face.
Exactly. The Mormon face is so true.
Real.
Yeah, and I don't think enough people understand that the Mormon face it's like 75% genetics, but it also, like, the larger 25% is the constant smiling. The smiling so freaking hard, or even like the toothless smile where your cheeks just come up. Your smile might not reach your eyes, but it's like that.
Yeah, yes.
Like classic white person smile.
I
like
think
awkward.
Mormons have big teeth. I think that's a thing. I think they have big teeth. They have red hair or blonde hair for the most part, or like dirty blonde hair.
Mm-hmm. Especially those born Mormon.
Noses. Yes, lots of ski jump noses in Utah. Like, yeah, I mean, even like as a Utahn, I could not tell Demi and who's the other gal from Secret Lives. I could not tell those two apart, just like everybody else. And then Whitney, and there was somebody else that at the beginning, Whitney looked like somebody. And I couldn't tell those two apart until Whitney changed her hair. And then I was like, okay, I got this now.
Yeah, no, I think Angie Harrington is an amazing example of Mormon face, like gorgeous Mormon face.
It was Macy. I couldn't tell Macy and Whitney apart when Whitney had long blonde hair. I was like, are those two? Who's married to who? Who has kids? I don't know.
No, it's kind of crazy because I must be so assimilated to Mormon culture, because I understood. I was like, I don't understand why everyone can't see the difference, because all of these people are clearly different. Like it's like in my vanity, being a beauty guru, I have at least 100 pink lipsticks that to any untrained eye look exactly the same. But I'm like, no, these are so different. Then like I can tell, I'm like, this is blue, this is more blue base, this is more purple base, this is more mauve. And so yeah, when I was looking at those girls, I was just like, nope, I see the difference.
Oh, that makes so much sense. I also think, like, with just the kind of piggybacking off of what you said, whenever I buy my own makeup, it looks like shit. And I'm like, this was the same thing that Nina bought me. But when I wear the makeup you buy me, it always looks good. So I've just like learned through the course of the past 10 years to not pick my own makeup. I really don't. I'm like, this is like a knockoff of what Nina bought me. It looks the same. I don't know what it is. it crumbles different. It, like, the undertone is different. And even like I have like a little bit of an artistic background, so you would think I would be able to clock if there was like an orange undertone or a blue. I apparently not. So
No, don't worry, I've got your back. That's a sign.
Yes,
That's
you
just a
do.
sign. That's just a sign I need to send you more makeup. When you come and visit, I will set you up. I have so much makeup for you. You won't, I'm gonna have to give you a bag so that you can take it with you.
I can tell you also, every time I go to like Ulta or Sephora, I'm like, what's this? I like bring my empty case and I'm like, what's this? Do you have it? People compliment my makeup and what is it? I have no idea. I'm not gatekeeping. I really don't know.
No, I mean, I just love makeup so much, and it was so fun doing your wedding makeup. And I think beauty is people do not talk enough about how important beauty is in Utah, how important, like, not just makeup, but quote unquote natural beauty here is. And natural beauty, it's more the price of being able to wake up with thick lashes, ginormous lips, incredibly high cheekbones, whether you were born with them or purchased them or sculpted them from contour. The amount of beauty schools, cosmetology schools, aesthetics, if you want to, I know we've talked a little bit about it, but like plastic surgery, Utah, Salt Lake City is #1 capital of plastic surgery. And it's just crazy. So growing up around that and being interested in beauty myself, that's part of why I'm like, oh, she was born with those cheekbones. So those are enhanced. I wonder if she got those from Beauty Lab.
Yeah. I do want to do that sometime when I come to Utah. Like, we should go to Beauty Lab and get our lips filled or something and see what's up. That would be so fun.
I want a frozen forehead so bad. I don't want my forehead to move. I just want to be like pursed lips. Please tune into YouTube so you can see all of the amazing faces we are making.
You knew me and saw me when I was in Utah, of course, and I tell people this in California all the time, but like the way that I dress here on my best day is a way that I wouldn't dare dress on my worst day in Utah. And that's not to say California doesn't have unrealistic beauty standards. They're just completely different. When I lived in Utah, I wore heels every day. I wore a ballet flat if I was like having a really shitty day. Like, that was like, I want to die kind of a day.
No.
I never wore jeans. I wore dresses every day. I wore lipstick every day. I would have never left the house without makeup on. I always had my hair curled. And here it's like, on my absolute best day, I am wearing sneakers and jeans. But for the most part, it's leggings if I feel cute, and then sweatpants every other day, which is most of the time. Usually flip-flops or slippers. I barely wear a high heel. I can hardly walk in them anymore, which is so strange. Like, I never saw myself doing that. But yes, there are still unachievable beauty standards here. It's more about like having glass skin, but Utah is very like done up, like makeup, heels, dresses.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and even if you're quote unquote dressed down, you still somehow look as fresh as the day you were born. You still have like if you're wearing sweats, you're wearing the expensive Lululemons, and for the most part, you are giving the trad wife inspo a run for her money if you're not wearing your Lululemon Aligns.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is kind of a weird shift. I'm so excited for the, oh my God, I cannot wait till 8:00 tonight. It's like I've been on the edge of my seat all day. I did start rewatching the reunion in preparation,
Ooh, oh my gosh. That's such a good idea.
I couldn't wait. I could not wait. Girl, I forgot how much of a pick-me girl Lisa Barlow was to Todd. The whole damn time. She's like, Todd, did you see your wife briefly complained about you? I would never do that to you, Todd. I was like, yeah.
No, oh my gosh.
Like, cool it, Lisa.
No, that totally reminds me. So in our last episode, our last brief episode, we talked about our predictions. And even though we have like just a little bit of time, tell me, we need to talk about we forgot about Lisa and we forgot about Meredith,
Yes.
two of the best friends who have been through
the worst, meanest best friends that hate each other, but they like know too much dirt.
Best friends, frenemies, love to hater situation between them. The family that poses.
Yes, I do. Okay, I did realize I forgot to mention last time though that I did notice Angie is front and center for a lot of the ads, which
yes,
I love that Angie has shifted from being kind of like the quiet, nice girl. She's still, I wouldn't say she's the mean girl or even close to being the villain at all, but I do love her standing up for herself and turning every jab into the funniest joke that only makes her more popular. But I like seeing her front and center makes me so excited. But anyways, yes, Lisa and Meredith.
What are your predictions for Lisa Barlow, for Miss Baby Gorgeous?
Okay, I feel like Lisa and Meredith haven't had major changes in their storylines for the most part. Like with Whitney, we see her trying to start a business. With Mary, she was very much talking about her church, and now she doesn't. And now she's talking about her son. I mean, Heather has had a whole like story arc of like quiet wife to like, you know,
the bad woman,
like like hardcore feminist. And Lisa and Meredith have just always been kind of like mean people that hate each other but are friends for reasons that don't make sense to anyone else.
Let me say a little bit of my prediction for Meredith. So
yeah, you go. I feel like you have more interesting thing. I guess I think we are gonna see the same things we've always seen, but I think they're messy enough that they're always gonna be fun because they're the right kind of messy always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, so Lisa and Meredith have known each other for over 10 years, like 10 years at the beginning of the show, and they met in New York. Lisa is the second youngest of, I think, 7 kids, 5 or 7, many children. And in the rewatch, like she was talking about how when she was going into college, so when she was 18, her dad was, I think it was 39.
Yeah.
So her dad was basically twice her age, basically. They were children raising children. So Lisa is like constantly trying to create harmony. She's trying to sort out all the fights.
Create harmony by being so mean and vicious to everyone, by screaming, by like airing your dirtiest, deepest, darkest secrets on a hot mic.
Yeah.
That's how you make harmony.
Yeah. I'm like, so my prediction is I predict that with Lisa, she will continue to stand for her husband, which I love. Like, put some respect on John Barlow's name because that man is true to it. He is true to his wife. He like everything he does is for his wife, and I love that. I like love a good husband.
Okay.
And it's
question for you though. I have a question for you. Okay. You have been in Utah for so many years. How many times have you seen Vita Tequila?
0.
At the liquor store or any of the bars?
0%. That's why I don't believe
Okay.
that Lisa did any sexual favors to have her tequila anywhere, because we
No.
don't see it. We don't see it. So again, I think she's a
Okay,
holy
and
woman.
how many like the popular bars in downtown Salt Lake would you say have like percentage wise? Because maybe like people don't like, you know, if you say
Mhm.
10, that might not register for somebody in New York. Like percentage wise, how many of the cool bars in Salt Lake have you been to?
The cool bars downtown proper, like in the proper downtown area, which I'm guessing that there's about 30 to be generous. I've been to at least 75% of them. I've been to at least 20 of the popular bars, and that's including like the little breweries that are like adjacent, but the ones like there's maybe 10 downtown, like solidly down in the center of downtown. There's probably 10 bars, and I've been to every single one of them. I've never seen Vita Tequila. Well, I keep my eyes peeled now that I'm returned, absolutely, but I've never ever seen them.
Yeah, and for people who aren't familiar with Utah culture too, like Salt Lake it's a very strong counterculture to the rest of Utah. It's very liberal, and people are super about promoting local businesses. Bars absolutely are like, we want you to drink local beer. We want you to drink local vodka. Like the local vodka brands and beers are throwing parties at all of the bars. Like it's
Yeah, because there's at least 5 bars
there.
Yeah, like there's at least 5 bars like right off Main Street.
Yeah.
And we should actually shout them out right now. Our favorite, cheers to you.
Best place in the not only the best bar in the world, my favorite place on the planet Earth.
Absolutely. When you are there, Shelby, it is the best place ever in the universe. Honestly, the most magic is right there. No, oh my gosh. But yeah, so Salt Lake City has like, honestly, I loved it. I remember like I love LA, but I like the bar scene I like more in Salt Lake City, because I like that you don't have to take a 20-minute Uber to get to the next bar.
Yeah.
I like that you can just go from place to place to place.
Truly. And I like they call it Small Lake City for good reason, because the community in Salt Lake is so small. Everybody's an ex-Mormon. You automatically are trauma bonded with everybody. And if like you could just go into a bar by yourself and you will run into probably your friends, like at least like a loose kind of friends, but maybe some friends of friends. But like the bartender is going to know you. The bartender is going to know your order. It makes you feel a lot safer, and it feels like a community there in a really special way that you would never get in a large city. I miss that so much. Like, I mean, I partied in LA and I've partied in New York, and I would party in Salt Lake before I would party in New York or LA.
Yes, agreed.
Anytime.
Agreed.
Give me $4 drinks and a bartender that knows my first name.
Yes, exactly. Because like if you are like in Salt Lake City, if you are not trauma bonded by the experience of being Mormon, you are trauma bonded by the experience of being criticized by a Mormon. You most likely have tattoos or want a tattoo, or you know someone who does stick and poke tattoos. You know someone or are best friends, or probably have a Subaru. You might wear Birkenstocks. You have a desire for the outdoors, and like being bonded around that is just so much fun, and it's just the absolute best. Plus, like there's nothing like being like, I took it so for granted. I always thought I was so silly. Like, oh my gosh, I hate how, like, moving to the Midwest, I was like, oh my God, I hate it when I go places. I feel like I have to smile at everyone. I have to nod and wave. And now, I don't know, maybe it's the growing up in me that now I'm like, oh my God, I want nothing more than to lock eyes with a stranger, smile, and go on about my day.
Yes. Truly though, I mean, as a Utahn, I like it's just in your nature to talk to strangers in line and that type of thing. And when I do that here, people are checking their pockets while I'm talking to them. They're like, "What do you want?" And I'm like,
I might have lint in there.
"I'm just talking to you. I didn't steal your shit."
Yeah, the connection of like, I'm a human being, you're a human being, we're in this space, like we're trying to get to where we're going.
I do want to say, like, while we're on the topic of just like our love for Salt Lake, I do want to say that it's not a beautiful place to live for everyone, and especially not outside of Salt Lake. I think Salt Lake is not only like tolerant, but also just like it's a very loving and like fiercely protective city. But once you leave Salt Lake, it's not that way. And I'm just, yeah, being away from Salt Lake, I'm so worried, sad, scared for the trans community, specifically in Utah. But every time something like this happens, it seems like there is blame on the queer community. And then we see teenagers being kicked out of their homes. We see just all kinds of tragedy occur. And yeah, that was just on my heart.
Yeah.
As we're talking about our love of Utah.
No, it's so true. And I really appreciate you bringing that up too, because it's like we're reminiscing, we're thinking about all the best parts about it. We're thinking of all the highlights. And it's again, because like we're talking about us, our experiences, two people like connecting and also like thinking about the spaces that we're in, because I came out here to the University of Utah. Like the sense of community here is like when you see someone who is in an allied community, I'm trying to think of like what it's called, but basically when you see someone else who is like yourself, I feel like there is a stronger connection to get together and stick up for each other, to get to know each other, even on a basic surface level, to like watch out for each other the next time you run into each other, because that's part of the counterculture. That's part of the watching out for each other, which is a lot different from being in other places, because you can see someone who is the same as you, and the experience is not the same. Like I feel like being here and being Latina, like even though I'm white Latina or white Puerto Rican, I still feel this connection to my Latinidad is so much stronger here versus like in the Midwest, because I would meet other Latinos and they did not, like, rather than bonding around that, it was just like a lot of indifference. And I feel like here there's a much stronger pull to stick together, because knowing that the majority culture is white and Mormon, and like even though there might be positive feelings towards minoritized, discriminated, disenfranchised communities, a big part of that, any positive attitude is usually aimed towards conversion or towards like, oh, I feel bad for you, so let me bring you in. And that's not true community. And so I think like while there's a lot of good things, there's some bad things. And I think that's part of why it's so important in our day-to-day lives to take action towards those little interactions, making friends, towards doing whatever resistance we can. That's major. And I really appreciate you bringing that up. Salt Lake City is well known for being a LGBTQ plus epicenter of pride. Salt Lake City, again, that's part of the counterculture. We have a lot of love for the gays, gays, and it's wonderful. Like we have, well, anyway, so connecting it back, so we have a lot of LGBTQ pride, and we throw we, as if I personally do it. Anyway, there's a great gay pride parade. And it's so exciting, but there's still hella homophobia here. There's still so much frustration. And so when Jen Shaw was liking all those horrible posts about Meredith's son, Brooks, like
garbage,
there's a lot of work to be done in terms of heterosexism, in terms of like the homophobia. It's like, Girl, mind
Yes.
your own business. Congratulations on your 30-year marriage that you celebrated from prison. Sorry, I had to just throw that out there. I know you apologized, and Brooks is living his best life, so I'm glad. But I just
Yes.
wanted to point that out. We can continue to see that, see the evidence on Peacock, on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City of like the homophobia that is still alive and still working.
I'm glad we talked about that, but I do want to circle back to what the whole show is about.
Yeah, petty housewives.
Yeah, let's
that's
get back
why
to being petty and shallow.
Yes, let's see if Lisa's business is real, because in the I've barely rewatched the trailer, but I do remember catching that Bronwyn was like, how about you get a job so you can pay off your taxes, your liens, whatever, because like we just mentioned, we've never seen the Vita Tequila. I'm gonna start trying to, or at like, I love me a little baby gorgeous. I'm gonna try to start ordering some Vita Tequila, but we've never
You can
seen
find
it.
it.
Yeah, and then and then her comment to Bronwyn was so freaking rude, and she's just like, she called her a gout dick sucker. Okay, girl. How about you go make sweet Mormon love to your husband John, who loves you, instead of commenting on the sex lives of women who've done nothing to you. Even though I'm commenting on your sex life right now, but
I mean, I'm a big Bronwyn fan. At first I was like, what is going on with this girl? And then she wore the hot dog suit and I was like, I get it. I'm in love with you. I'm your fan. You got me. But I am just not about this whole rhetoric about gold digging. I'm just not. I'm like, they've been married for way too long. She could have left his ass and been a millionaire by her damn self if she wanted to by now. I mean, I don't think Bronwyn was like dating like poor uneducated guys. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think she was probably looking for a guy who was traditionally successful. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And she was looking for a man to support her dreams, just like John Barlow supports Lisa's dreams,
just
which
like
we cheer
everybody
on.
else wants, right? Like
exactly.
Just like everybody, and like, I mean, their marriage is flawed, as is every. But like, Todd was a good dad to her daughter. Like, yeah. I just don't like I don't like the gold digger rhetoric anywhere. I don't like it about anyone anywhere.
Like, I want Bronwyn to have a little bit more love and self-respect for herself, and to give herself a little bit more credit, to give Todd a little bit more credit, because when at that uncomfortable dinner where she's just like, oh, I'm Todd's wife for pay or whatever. I'm like, girl, your name is on those credit cards. He's been the father to your daughter for the last at least 10 years. I want to get like, let's talk about what the real problem is. Because like, that man looks at you as the apple of his eye. He purchases or helps you purchase all your beautiful designer clothing and
your weird chair statue, your hot dog suit, your bedazzled clutches, all the things, girl.
Yeah, and I know it's hard. Like, I related, like watching her on her first season, on her rookie season, was so fun for me, especially because I was watching at a time where I was a wife to a husband who travels a lot for work.
Yeah,
but like, they keep it fun. Like, she greets her husband wearing a fun inflatable suit. I could never. I'm pulling up in my PJs with some lip balm to be like, mwah, give me a kiss, let's go home. So they obviously have a lot of love there, and I would like to know a little bit more about what's going on. But if she wants to keep it more private, that's okay too. And if she is going down on her man Todd, why not? If he bought her that freaking statue, like Gina Keogh from Real Housewives of OC said, sometimes to resolve marital conflict, you have to go downtown. If you don't want to because you hate his guts, that's fine too. But again, sometimes you have to put in a little love to get a little love out. So
I would love to see Bronwyn talk about her accomplishments, her ideas, her art, her creativity. I feel like she's always talking about it like within the context of like, I'm Todd's wife. And I don't think that Todd is buying those like sperm like crayon colored couches by himself, right? And I mean that in the best way. I want those couches. If I was brave, I would get if I was brave and rich, I can't afford those couches. Like I could definitely have them. Meanwhile, my like craft paint. But she has so much to offer. She's doing interesting, cool things, and I want to see her talk about it like proudly, for sure.
Yeah, and I think too, like, this is the Real Housewives. I think we need to re-emphasize that a little bit. I don't think that every Real Housewife needs to be married, but I do think it's a big part, especially if Real Housewives is going to be a part of the U.S. governmental pronatalism agenda of getting people married and to have children. Then maybe having the occasional positive depiction of marriage would be great. And like, honestly, for some people, depending their context, being a wife, being someone's partner, like John Barlow, if John Barlow were to release a workshop on how to be a good husband, I would be yelling into my husband's phone when being, not that he needs it, but you
you are going to sign up for this right now. Mike is a great husband, I will say that.
Yeah, no, he is. And like it's like, again, like, if like Bronwyn talking about like quote unquote like what is it to be a high value partner, a high value wife, whatever it is, being a wife, like being a woman in this world, it is a privilege to have the company of an amazing woman. Like that's why we are here creating this podcast right now. Like it is, we share the privilege of each other's company and we share it with you. And so if Bronwyn were to talk a little bit more about how she came to meet Todd, what she does to continue to pour into herself so that way she can be a great wife. Because it's not every day that you get to have, like, that you get to come home from a long freaking day of horrible work with annoying people talking about tech and taxes and a bunch of, yeah, that you get to come home to like a fun, beautiful, decorated home with a loving partner, like ready to greet you, someone who wants to hear about your day, all of those things. I know I got to work on it sometimes because I know sometimes I'm just like, I'm the Wicked Witch of the West today. So like women's work is so like, women's work, care work, all of that is so undervalued. And I think like I would love for Real Housewives to show a little bit more about that, because whether you have a hot meal or some juicy gossip to share, like if you're a business strategy wife or like whatever you're doing, like, yeah, tell me about all the things that are happening at work. So let's talk about some conflict resolution. I remember you mentioned that one person from that lunch said this. Like maybe you should, like maybe that'll go well with that other business. Like I'm sure that's stuff that Bronwyn's helping Todd out with. I'm sure that those are things that the Real Housewives have done. That's things that women have done from the beginning of time to help their fathers, their sons, their husbands, their boyfriends, the man down the street, Yeah.
Yes, it is. I do think I feel like I expect different things from the Real Housewives, because when I think Real Housewives, of course, I'm like Vicky Gumbelson.
Icon.
And she, like, women like her just broke the mold for like what it is to be a wife in this like weird, very sexist show, right? And I'm not even saying like like she's a complicated person. I'm not saying she's flawless and blah 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 blah. I'm never saying that on this show. But I think it is so powerful to see a woman be flawed and be smart and be business savvy and like be doing all these things, messing up sometimes, like dating dudes she's not supposed to, but then maybe learning her lesson, even if it's a decade later. I do think that's so powerful. I hold like such a special place in my heart for Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City, because that was the first example I had in my life as a woman who was not just like a traditional wife, just doing what she was told and not having an opinion. And also somebody who like is actively bad at certain housewife things. Like, she is a bad cook. She will not do it. The oven is for shoes.
Yes.
And I was like, I saw that and I was like, but I still love her. I still love her. And it makes you think, well, maybe I'm still lovable too, even if I put shoes in my oven.
Yes. No, for sure. Like, oh, Shelby, you're so lovable. Yeah, don't ever turn an oven on. Don't ever turn it on. Those are for hot shoes, not for hot food. Yeah, and like Vicky, exactly. Like, Vicky wasn't a trad wife that stayed at home, but she did bear Dawn's children. She still was like, she had all the goals. She was like, I have a vision for our life and I'm going out there to make sure it happens. She wanted a freaking boat. She got them a freaking boat, even though they were rude as fuck to her. They were so freaking rude. I wish I could have reached through the screen and slapped every one of the people on, like, every single one of her family members, because I was like, Vicky slaved away working and y'all were so rude. Like, and yeah, there's more on that.
Yeah.
But exactly that. And yeah, Carrie, exactly. For the villain in all of us, for the girl who needs to know you bring so much to this world beyond producing anything. You bring something with your presence, your smile, like your thoughts on the world, even if sometimes they're a little trash. We still want, we're still here for the garbage. We want the imperfection.
Yes, yeah, so well put. Like, trashy reality TV, it is what it is, and we watch it as like an escape, but I still think in a weird way, like, what they are doing is still important in some way, because it's, even if it's not flattering, like, women are not a Madonna or a whore on the show. They're just, you know,
they're
scam artists.
Yeah,
They're scam artists, they're hairdressers, they have legitimate businesses. There are all kinds of things that are not like this Madonna horror thing that we always see, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not flattering, and a lot of people may watch it and be like, what the hell are you doing? But girl, I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah, like, we support women's rights and we support women's wrongs. Okay. We support women's wrongs.
I support Lisa Rinna throwing a glass of wine at somebody for $1,000 an episode. Or no, she gets paid way more than that. What am I saying? I don't know how much she makes.
More than thousands an episode. Yes. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we support Lisa Barlow making hundreds of thousands of dollars to just like toss wine at people.
Yeah. No, I support paying Meredith Marks hundreds of thousands of dollars to be like, I'm disengaging.
You can leave. And wear an ugly feather boa.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Unfortunately, the
ugly to me, Meredith, don't even care about anything anyone says. You wear those feather boas. If that's what makes you feel powerful and cute, you do it.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be a little homophobic. Brooke styled her. I hope he's grown, because, like, honestly, exactly that. Meredith does support the LGBTQ, because she allowed her son to put her in so many freaking ugly outfits. She's not old, and he dressed her so freaking old sometimes in so many feathers. But, you know, she allowed him to explore, and I love her for that.
Yeah, mom award.
Yes, Mother of the Year. So I'm anticipating hopefully better outfits from Meredith. We'll see if she's disengaged. How much we'll have to do a disengage counter.
I will say Brooks did a better job than I would have done, for sure, than most people would have done. He didn't make the right choice, but you know what? He really shot for the stars. He was bold and
Exactly. Bold choices. I'm obsessed. Oh my gosh. Okay. With that, let us wrap up for this episode. You've been listening to the Soak Opera podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave a positive recommendation. Make sure to share this podcast episode with someone you love or someone you hate, someone who needs a little gospel in their lives.
yeah, share with your enemies, please.
Yeah.
Your old teachers, your Sunday school teachers, the neighbors you never speak to, your mailman.
Yeah, if anything in this episode shocked you, make sure to share it far and wide, please. And with that, we will see each other on Sunday. Perfect.
This show is an independent production. The Soap Opera podcast is not affiliated with Bravo, ABC, TLC, or HBO. All names, shows, and references remain the property of their respective right holders. The opinions and speculations expressed are our own and do not represent those of mentioned programs or individuals. Additional credits. Our theme song is The Modern Maiden's Tale by the Ziegfeld Follies, courtesy of the Library of Congress. Thank you for listening.
And if my marriage proves to be phony, give me lots of alimony. That is the 20th century maiden's prayer.